For sure. I mean, it was another big learning experience for me. Going into the week, I knew no matter how I played, I'd have a lot to take from it. And it doesn't look like I'm going to make the cut again, but there's a lot of shots that I left out there, and a lot that I have to take from it. So I'll go home, write in my journal, make some mental notes, and I'll have a lot to go moving forward. After I graduate next spring, and then probably plan to turn pro in the summer. So yeah, I enjoyed the experience overall.
There's one philosophy in life that all you get from looking back is a sore neck, but by the same token, though, you just mentioned some of the things you can learn from, and you were just mentioning Dylan Sandberg, one bad hole,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I came out, had 5 holes left this morning, and was really hoping to get to around that 3 under mark, and I was 2 under at the time, had a par 5, and really thought it'd be a good birdie opportunity, and made the worst swing of the day. And to make a triple bogey on a par 5 is obviously something you don't want to do, especially in a pro event when guys are shooting low. So, I tend to focus a lot on the bad stuff, but at the same time, I had a lot of great shots this week. I mean, even on the very last hole, I hit it in the right fescue, punched out to 180 yards, and lipped out for eagle with a 7-iron. So I made lots of birdies today. I knew it was coming. I've been rolling the rock really well on the greens, and only made 3 birdies the first round. So to make 8 birdies in my second round, really encouraging. If I can clean up those errors, I'm going to be shooting low scores and competing. But that comes with practice, and I got a lot to work on moving forward.
At the risk of getting hit with a putter or worse, you mentioned the par 5. What about those par 3s? I mean, they were just a pain in the you-know-what for you today, weren't they?
They were. I'd always consider myself a pretty good par 3 player. So today to go out and bogey 3 out of 4 of them was not something I'd expect to do. But I just put myself in bunkers on the par 3s and wasn't very good with my bunker play in general. So, that's stuff I got to clean up. Maybe be a little bit better out of the sand, or just put myself on the green, obviously. But easier said than done when they're 220 yards, So, that's golf. Sometimes I'll play them well, sometimes I won't. But at the end of the day, I got a lot of stuff to take from it. So.
From the college events to playing in this event now a few times, what have you learned being around these guys at the next level?
They don't make mistakes. It's pretty much about who capitalizes the most. They're not making bogeys out there, and especially when the course is set up like this, it's in great condition, the greens are rolling good, and there's not a ton of wind. They're going to eat it up out there. So I know my game's there. I know I can make the birdies, but like I said, I just need to clean up those bogeys and the mistakes that those guys are a little more polished and don't make as many of. So it's tough to get from one level to the next, especially when guys are this good, but I think it's more of just getting reps in, playing more golf, really. That's all it comes down to, and practicing smart. So I'm fortunate to play with a lot of good golfers the last few years here, and as much as I've been focusing on my own game, I've been paying a lot of attention to what they're doing maybe differently as well. So yeah.
We know the quality of the fields here is really good, and then you look at the guy that's leading right now, Neil Shipley, U.S. amateur, or low amateur at the U.S. Open, low amateur at the Masters, turns pro, has played some PGA events, and 17 under now. Just to see a guy who was an amateur a few months ago already, must be almost eye-opening to just see that level of talent.
Yeah, obviously an unreal player. I mean, to play in the Masters, to make it to the finals of the U.S. Am last year, and have all that opportunity. He's an amazing player, and obviously I finished way behind him over these past few days, but it's hard to keep up when you're shooting 9 under every round, I guess. But hey, I mean, I hope one day my game's going to get to that point, and obviously he's got a little more reps under his belt, but I'm going to try and work as hard as I can these next few months, so by the time I come back next summer and try and turn pro and compete with these guys, I've reached that next level. So like I said, I've got a lot of work cut out for myself over the winter, but at the same time, I got a lot of positives to take from this again.
How about when you look back at 2024? How do you kind of summarize the summer?
Overall, pretty happy with it. I was able to win the Manitoba Am again. That was a positive, and then to go with the Canadian Am and pretty much play like I did this week minus some of the bogeys. I had the birdies flowing out there too, and so if I look at the way I've played over the last few weeks, I'm not complaining too much. Obviously there's some stuff I can clean up, and playing in the Canadian Am in the final pairing, there's a lot of great players I was with there too. So the margins are so small in golf, and it's encouraging to see I'm kind of right there, but also it's tough to shave a few strokes off. So we'll see what I can do over the winter months and come back sharp and ready to go next year.